This is Radio Nepal. I am Dela Prasai with the news. The headlines first. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda says radio play important role in strengthening democracy and fostering democratic values. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda directs bodies concerned for effective market monitoring. Parliamentary Committee directs government not to demolish old Parliament building in Singh Durbar. Senior broadcaster Krishna Tamrakar passed away at the age of 86. And protests continue in France over plans to raise the pension age. Now the news in detail. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda has said the community radios have played a crucial role for social transformation in Nepal. Addressing a program organized on the occasion of the establishment day of the Association of Community Radio Broadcasters Nepal in Kathmandu yesterday, Prime Minister Dahal said as the major partner of the government, the community radios of Nepal had played a significant role for the implementation of the people's right to information. Prime Minister Dahal lauded the role of the community radio in various movements waged for political change and the struggles undertaken for securing justice, equality and freedom. The Prime Minister also committed necessary cooperation in protecting the freedom of speech and freedom of expression and strengthening the media. Likewise, Nepali Congress General Secretary Gagan Kumar Thapa said the media should continue to act as a watchdog. He added that the media should continue keeping their eyes whether or not the government sticks to the rule of law. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda has directed the concerned bodies to make the market monitoring effective. During a discussion held at his office in Singh Durbar yesterday, Prime Minister Dahal directed the Inland Revenue Office, Department of Revenue Investigation and Department of Commerce, Supplies and Consumer Protection for effective market monitoring. The Prime Minister also asked the Department of Revenue Investigation, security bodies and local administration to mobilize a joint team to control legal imports. He instructed to create an environment for bringing effectiveness in the quality of goods by preparing the national standard for import. The Delegated Legislation and Government Assurance Committee of the National Assembly has directed the government not to demolish the old Parliament building in Singh Durbar. A meeting of the Parliamentary Committee held yesterday ordered not to destroy the building, citing the significance of its historic architect. The committee added that the new Parliament building being built on Singh Durbar premises cannot resemble the historic art and culture that the old building portrayed. The Lokatantrik Samajwadi Party Nepal has decided to join the 10-party coalition government. Leader Sarat Singh Bhandari said a Central Work Execution Committee meeting of the party held yesterday assigned Chairman Mahanta Thakur to discuss the issue of joining government with leaders of the alliance. Leader Bhandari further said the Lokatantrik Samajwadi Party Nepal would participate in the by-election to be held on the 23rd of April. Minister for Federal Affairs and General Administration Amanlal Modi has clarified that the ministry will not make transfer of any employees on prejudice. Addressing the 5th Departmental Convention of the Nepal National Employees Organization in Kathmandu yesterday, Minister Modi said anomalies surfaced in civil service administration will be addressed. Sharing there were growing complaints on the engagement of employees in politics rather than in service delivery, Minister Modi directed the government employees to put people's works in top priority. Chief of Army Staff Prabhuram Sharma says it is the government's job to determine the required size of the Nepal Army. Inaugurating the Nepal Army Ex-Servicemen Convention 2023 in Pokhara yesterday, Army Chief Sharma drew concerns towards spreading unnecessary rumours about Nepal Army. The Army Chief also asserted that it was Nepal government to determine the size of Army to discharge its duty and responsibilities. The Army Chief claimed that the Nepal Army has been effectively carrying out the Constitution-mandated responsibilities. CPN-UMA General Secretary Shankar Pokhrel says the party has now reached the villages carrying its programs to strengthen its organization as a strong opposition. At a press conference organized by Press Chautari Nepal, Dang chapter in Khorahi yesterday, Leader Pokhrel stressed that political parties should not have their vested interest while advancing political stability and development. Former news editor and newsreader of Radio Nepal, Krishna Tamrakar, has passed away yesterday night at the age of 86. Senior broadcaster Tamrakar died while undergoing medical treatment. Tamrakar entered Radio Nepal service in 1961 and retired in 1992. Apart from editing and reading news bulletins, Tamrakar also presented various popular radio programs such as Nasho, Hamro Desko Mato, and Hamro Ban, Hamro Jivan, among others. The family so said her last rites will be performed tomorrow. You're listening to Radio Nepal 8 AM English News Bulletin. We continue with the international updates now. Protests have continued in France over plans to raise the pension age. Protesters yesterday set fire to Bordeaux Town Hall. More than 1 million people took to the streets across France on Thursday, with 119,000 in Paris, according to figures from the Interior Ministry. Police fired tear gas at protesters in the capital, and 80 people were arrested across the country. The demonstrations were sparked by legislation raising the retirement age by 2 years to 64. Fire engulfed the front door of the town hall in the southwest city of Bordeaux on Thursday evening after protests and clashes. It was not clear who was responsible for the blaze, which was quickly put out by the firefighters. European Union leaders are discussing the war in Ukraine, including food security and sanctions, with UN Chief Antonio Guterres. The Al Jazeera cited diplomats and officials as saying UN Chief Guterres will be a guest at an EU summit in Brussels days after the renewal of a deal brokered by the UN and Turkey on the safe export of Ukrainian grain through the Black Sea. Likewise, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is expected to provide diplomats with an update on the situation on the ground via video link. The leaders will also announce a plan agreed upon by foreign ministers on Monday to send 1 million artillery cells to Ukraine over the next year to aid its defense efforts. Now the general weather forecast for the country for today. Forecasting division says the weather is likely to be partly to generally cloudy in the hilly regions of the country and mainly fair in the rest of the country. Kathmandu's weather report now. Maximum temperature of 25.2 degrees Celsius and minimum temperature of 9.5 degrees Celsius. With this news, we have come to the end of this bulletin, but before we wrap up, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda has said radio plays important role in strengthening democracy and fostering democratic values. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda directs bodies concerned for effective market monitoring. Parliamentary Committee directs government not to demolish old Parliament building in Singh Durbar. Senior broadcaster Krishna Tamrakar passed away at the age of 86. And protests continue in France over plans to raise the pension age. Well, that's all that we have for this edition. Our next English news edition is at 2 in the afternoon. You can also listen to us online at our website www.radionepal.gov.np for more news and online programs. Stay tuned, stay safe, and have a good day.